Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. Finally we can say that 21-22 is officially over, with Milan winning the Scudetto, with Juventus women winning the Coppa Italia. My friends, in that video we will have to speak about a few different topics. Speaking of course about Milan, because we have to take a moment to say congratulations to them. We will have to speak about the J women. We will have to speak about Kylian Mbappe, that might change not only Calcio Mercato but also the world of football. And then of course, because today there is an important meeting between Allegri and Juventus management to already start working on the new Juventus. We are Monday, expect some big news this week already. We start after you putting a maximum of like, after you subscribing to the channel, and absolutely after the intro of Colo 99. We can finally say goodbye to 21-22, and we know how difficult it was. Expect soon, and that's why you have to put the notification ring on. Expect soon a video with a review, not only about the season, but also another video with the players rating players. And also Massimiliano Allegri, that you said that I defended all year. Pay attention, because I will not be kind with any of the players, because our season was not a really enjoyable one. So we start with the first page, Gazzetta dello Sport, who is saying favoloso Milan, fabulous Milan. That's the page of Gazzetta dello Sport, with actually all the team of Milan celebrating the Scudetto. Yes, it hurts. I was not supporting Milan, I was supporting against Inter. I'm happy that Inter didn't win the Scudetto, because otherwise they would have put a fake second star on their shirt. We can say that we avoided that problem. Then Corriere dello Sport is speaking about Leoni, that actually Leoni means lions, Leao, of course referring to the player that really played really well. If I'm not wrong, he even won the player of Serie A 21-22. What a player. Big value for a player that was actually bought, that nobody knew, and then he has a value now of 100 million euro. Will he stay at Milan or not to open a cycle? We will see. Big questions. Or will he go to the Premier League? Or who knows, maybe to Real Madrid that lost Mbappe. We will speak about all these kind of things in a second. And then Tutto Sport, who's saying onore al diavolo, honors to the devil. Who is the devil? It is Milan, because we know that they are represented by a devil, like Juventus is represented by a zebra, and of course Inter is represented by a snake. The snake, they are snakes, we know it. They are also speaking a bit below about the Juventus women that won the third trophy of the season, Coppa Italia, yesterday versus Roma. We will have to speak and spend a few minutes there as well. Now, I want to say honor to Milan as well, like Tutto Sport, Gazzetta dello Sport and Corriere dello Sport said. Congratulations. This is something that I always said in Serie A, when you have 38 games, but the same as Premier League, Ligue 1, Bundesliga, La Liga, and so on, the one that is finishing first, they deserve to be congratulated. I said the same last year for Inter, that deservedly won the Scudetto. This year, Milan also deserved to win. I want to repeat for the people that didn't know that since the 11th of February, I'm telling you that Milan will win it, even if people were telling me, Beppe, you are crazy because they have a really crazy 5 last game days in Serie A, they will never win it. The Inter has a game in hand. When I tell you something, it's because I know. Now, speaking about the cycle of Milan, that did really amazing. If you are looking actually at the last 22 years, since the year 2000, they have the average youngest age of team since 2000, actually. When you see that Inter, Juve, and so on, all the one that won previously, they had an average of 28, 27, 29 years old. Milan did it with 25 years and 344. If you are looking at the real stats of Opta Paolo, the one that really played, in average Milan has 26 years and 97 days. That's really fantastic. A really young Milan that won yesterday the Scudetto, deservedly. Now I have to speak about some people that are coming on the channel or speaking to me on social network, telling me, why is Juventus not taking example of Milan? Look at Milan that is starting young players. Look at what Milan has done with all these players that are fantastic. We are speaking about Maignan, Leao, and other players of Milan, and we have to say congratulations to them, because they did it, and they did really well. Now, before speaking about opening a cycle, like people were telling me last year, Inter is opening a cycle. That was a really mini cycle. If you know that Juventus did a a 10 years trophy won cycle, and then you go at 9 consecutive Scudetti. Look at Inter that, yes, is winning for the second year in a row in terms of trophy. They won Coppa Italia and Supercoppa, and unfortunately we remember, but the cycle of Scudetti, it stopped at 1, and this is not what we call a cycle. Let's see what Milan will do in the future. They have the foundations to do really well, and hopefully for them they will not go again in a 10 years long banter era, and that's why I want to talk about Milan and also about their banter era, because before speaking about Milan and Juventus that has to take example of Milan, look at it. They won the last time in 2011 with Allegri. From that moment on, they went in a 10-year or 11-year long banter era, where a lot of time they didn't even qualify to Champions League. A lot of time they were even sold. The property, Milan, was sold to other people. Speaking about Pioli, that from the normal one now also became a bit special. By the way, yesterday they were stealing his medal. They will receive a new one. Disaster. Disgusting that someone is stealing that medal from Pioli, but that's another discussion. But speaking about Pioli, he was that close to be replaced by Ragnick with a new project, and then he stayed there. Why? Because there was no agreement with Ragnick and Milan. He was a bit lucky, and as I always told you, in football like in life, you always need a bit of luck. Does that mean that Pioli is not a great coach? Absolutely not. But just to tell you that Milan, they made a lot of mistakes, and from the moment that they gave up on dreaming on Champions League, dreaming about Scudetto and so on, they had no pressure anymore, because nobody was expecting them to do really well in one immediate season. They had the time to rebuild, and they took all the time of the world to do it with a new project, with young players that qualified for nothing or qualified for Europa League and so on, before actually step by step going back. Do Juventus has that time? Absolutely not, because from the moment that we are doing actually a season where we are not winning the Scudetto, it's already a disaster. So if you are telling me Juventus has 10 years to come back and win the Scudetto, guys, then we can speak about changing coach, changing staff, changing all the players. If you're telling me that you want Juventus to win immediately, maybe we have to reconsider the people that are telling me Milan is fabulous and they are an example. We will speak about that in the future. Who knows, they will win for 10 years in a row. I hope not, but we will see. Speaking about other things, because today we have to speak about a lot of things. Already 7 minutes of video. I have to speak today, because we are at the era of a new season and a new Juventus. First of all, congratulations to Juventus women that yesterday won their third trophy of the season, Scudetto, Supercoppa, and yesterday Coppa Italia versus Roma that played really well. It's already their 10th trophy in 5 years. That's an average of 2 trophies per year. Mamma mia. Speaking about Juventus as a club, speaking about Juventus as a company, we are doing really well. We continue with Mbappe that signed until 2025, and that will have probably consequences on the world of football. He continued until 2025 after a long discussion between Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain. He didn't know. He waited until the last game of this season before announcing. You see it on L'Equipe. They are saying nouvelle ère, a new era, new fresh air, where you see Leonardo that can be gone, and that's maybe a good thing for Serie A, because we know that Leonardo was always speaking in Serie A for their players like Hakimi and so on and so on. And then you see the new manager that can come. They're also thinking about sacking Pochettino to a new coach. The problem with Mbappe is, I have no problem with Mbappe, but he received so many pressure, political pressure with Macron, with Sarkozy, with all the people from Qatar speaking to him and obliging him nearly to sign. On top of that, they gave him so many money, and you know the numbers. I will not even repeat it because I'm a bit ashamed of what I read. But also, and that is maybe the top of the iceberg, he will have a word in coach, in word on player that can leave or that can stay Paris Saint-Germain, a word in everything. And this is for me the end of football. Paris Saint-Germain already changed football the day that they bought Neymar with a clause of 220 million from Barcelona. They changed it because from that moment on, all the transfer fee increased around 100 million. As long as you were able to do a correct pass or a beautiful goal, they had a value of 100 million euro. They changed football forever. Will they continue to change football in a negative way forever? Let's see. One thing is sure, that maybe it's Mbappe that decided it, that Neymar, Paredes, Icardi, Kurzawa, Draxler and Herrera era are players that Paris Saint-Germain wants to give away. Where? I don't know. It would be really strange to see all these players in other teams, especially a player like Neymar. I will tell you one thing, I hope that these players, they will do a bit like Ramsey, like Khedira, like our ex-player that said we have a rich contract, we don't move. Like Alexandro, for example, this season. We don't move because not moving will put them a bit in the problem. If they move, hey, let's see what Paris Saint-Germain will do. Maybe speaking about Pogba and so on. Let's wait, we'll speak about that in a second. Told you, longer video. Speaking about the new era, finally we speak about the Juventus. Il ritiro comincia a inizio luglio. We start again on the 4th of July. Pay attention, you will have like one month and a few days without Juventus, without seeing any Juventus players on the field. Probably, yes, new players on Mercato, but not on the field. We start again on the 4th of July. They are planning to go also in a mini tour in USA, playing friendlies against Real Madrid and Barcelona. Not only we have a date, because you know it, we are anticipating everything. We start in August, mid of August, Serie A. We also have a leak of the new shirt. What a beautiful shirt. Hey guys, I was looking a bit of your comments on social network, and I have to admit that 99% of the people are super happy with the leaked new away shirt that is totally black with a v-neck. Beautiful one. Hey, this one is really beautiful one. I don't want to buy one or two or three, I want to buy 100 of that one. And imagine if we can put some beautiful players like Pogba. With what number? Let's see, because apparently Pogba, where Juventus is pushing to give him the number 10, he said, I'm not sure about the number 10, I prefer the 6. Internal discussion maybe with Danilo. Let's see what number he will put on that black shirt. Fase offensiva, personalità, Juve, che cosa non è andato? They are speaking about what didn't go well with Juventus this season. Offensive phase, we know it. If you are scoring so few goals in Serie A, it's a drama. It is not okay at all. But also the personality, the character, the balls of Juventus, things that has to change. They are speaking in a double page in Tuttosport about Juventus, the new Juventus, because today on Monday they didn't wait any longer. Today on Monday there is immediately a meeting between Allegri, Nedved, Cherubini, Arrivabene and Tognozzi that is also helping Cherubini to plan the new Mercato. The new Mercato where there are already solid lines and solid ideas like Di Maria and Paul Pogba, but continuing because they are working on a few players that will leave. Who will leave? Chiellini, Bernardeschi, Dybala and Morata, even if there is a percentage of chance that Morata can remain at Juve, but not sure at all. It's more out than in. Who is in doubt? Alexandro, De Sciglio, Pellegrini, Arthur, Rugani, Ken, McKennie and Rabiot. Rabiot and Weston McKennie that has some offers from Premier League. They are attracted there. Juventus said, there are no untouchable. Even Cuadrado, that is in the list of who will stay, is not untouchable. Who will stay at Juventus? Szczesny, Perin, Pinsoglio, Bonucci, Danilo, De Ligt, Chiesa, Vlahovic, Caio Giorgi because of his injury, Zaccaria, Locatelli and Miretti. Pay attention to Miretti that apparently convinced Allegri to also remain next year. That would be a really fantastic news for the 18 years old player that yesterday finished his 11th season at Juventus, that can potentially start his 12th one. So if we're speaking about all the players that will leave Juventus, there is one player that Juventus really want to accelerate and sign as soon as possible. It is Paul Pogba. Why? Because we know that now that Paris Saint-Germain is changing everything. The coach are speaking about Thiago Motta, and that would not be a problem for Juve, but they are also speaking about Zinedine Zidane. Some sources are saying Zinedine Zidane will absolutely not go, but pay attention. They are a bit scared about Paris Saint-Germain going with Zidane, because then we know that the relationship between Zizou and Paul Pogba is good, and he can do an attempt to sign Paul Pogba. Not only Paris Saint-Germain, but also Real Madrid, after losing Mbappe, could go with some sensational names like Paul Pogba, and that's why Nedved wants to see Pogba to sign him as soon as possible. So pay attention there. We were really confident. We are still confident about Paul Pogba, but we have to be fast. Not only him, because there is a list of players. Allegri saying, I don't want to revolutionize the team, but if we are looking at what Allegri is asking, it looked more and more like a revolution. Mezzala, Pogba, who will be the box-to-box, it is Pogba. The names for the offensive player in the trio, in the 4-3-3 are Di Maria, Perisic and Zaniolo, still Zaniolo in that list. For the strikers, Gabriel Jesus and Raspadori. Raspadori, players that can play that falso 9, but also as a number 10, as the midfielder, because Juventus doesn't want to stop after one midfielder, Pogba. They're also looking for Paredes and Thomas. Why these two players? Probably because we are swapping with some players that we have, like Arthur, for example, or Moisken. As a left back, there are a lot of names: Emerson Palmieri, Renan Lodi, Molina that can play on the other side, and that's why I tell you pay attention for Cuadrado, and Wendell from AZ Alkmaar. Finishing with the center defender, and that's why we will open a new chapter in a second. They're speaking about Akanji, Bremer. They will speak with Bandragora and Torino in today or tomorrow, and then the name of Bremer, a last attempt from Juventus. Gabriel from Arsenal, that the trainer Arteta do not want to sell, but maybe he really wants to play the Champions League, so maybe there's still an open door for Gabriel, but also Milenkovic, Romagnoli, and Koulibaly. My friends, Koulibaly is the ultimate dream of Juventus now that Rudiger went to Real Madrid. Koulibaly is a player that has one more year of contract with Napoli. Apparently, they talk with Napoli and he will not renew. Juventus wants to speak with Napoli and they will do two offers. One is we sign him immediately and we buy him and we pay you money. You will win some money, probably doing a beautiful profit for the Senegal player Koulibaly. Or we wait one more year and we go for Koulibaly for free like we did with other players in the past. Pay attention, Koulibaly would be a dream, would be a real dream. There is also some talks with Perisic. They want to go Inter with a meeting with the agent of Perisic, giving him 6 million, but 6 million not as a fix, as actually a base plus bonuses to reach maximum 6 million. If it does not go through, then Juventus will still be there on the player to propose him something to have Di Maria and Perisic left and right. Pay attention, and then we finish with the last news. Cherubini, where is Cherubini? ¿Dónde está Cherubini? Where is Cherubini? Cherubini is still in London. There are a lot of negotiations with a lot of clubs in London at the moment. Even clubs from Manchester are always in London. Cherubini, it's already 1 week that he's there. He didn't came back. He will come back with a lot of alternatives. So pay attention to Cherubini and to a lot of swaps between Serie A and Juventus, but also with Premier League. Guys, this one was for me a long video because we had to talk about a lot of things. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you put a maximum of like, that you subscribe to the channel. Pay attention. Soon, the ratings of 21-22. Grazie, forza, Juve.